The fascinating tale of the 1975 Belgian one, Franc Belgia, coin a coin. Born in a divided yet united land, in the heart of Europe, where history weaves through cobblestone streets and ancient castles, lies Belgium, a nation of contrasts, bilingual in spirit, with French and Dutch tongues echoing its divided yet harmonious soul. It was in 1975, amid the echoes of post-war recovery and the hum of modern industry, that a humble coin was born, the one Franc Belgia, Dutch text version. This small piece of copper nickel, weighing just 4 grams and measuring 21 millimeters in diameter, wasn't just currency. It was a symbol of everyday life, resilience, and the enduring legacy of Belgian craftsmanship. Minted in the Royal Mint of Belgium in Brussels, under the reign of King Baudouin I, this coin circulated through markets, cafes, and pockets, facilitating the simple transactions that built a nation's economy. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because we reveal the hidden stories behind rare coins that you won't find anywhere else. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. But why was it made? And by whom? Let's embark on an intriguing journey through its history, designs, origins, and value, crafted as an engaging story that blends fact with the romance of numismatics. We'll explore the front and back sides in detail, the visionary behind it, the reasons for its creation, and its place in the international market. To make it vivid, imagine this coin as a silent witness to Belgium's story, from its minting in 1975 to its demonetization in 1989, just before the Euro era dawned in 2002. Picture Belgium in 1975. The country was thriving under King Baudouin, who had ascended the throne in 1951 after his father's abdication. Europe was rebuilding from World War II, and Belgium, as a founding member of the European Economic Community precursor to the EU, was at the forefront of economic integration. The Belgian franc, introduced in 1832 during the nation's independence from the Netherlands, had been a stable currency for over a century. It was subdivided into 100 centimes, and coins like the one franc were essential for small purchases, buying bread, stamps, or bus fares. The one franc coin series, specifically the design used from 1950 to 1988, was created to standardize currency in a bilingual nation. Belgium's linguistic divide, Flemish, Dutch-speaking, in the north, and Walloon, French-speaking, in the south, meant coins were minted in 2 versions, Belgia for Dutch and Belgique for French. The 1975 Belgia edition was part of a massive mintage of 80 million pieces, reflecting high demand for low-denomination coins amid inflation and economic growth. Why so many? In the 1970s, Belgium's economy was booming with industries like steel, textiles, and chocolate, but everyday transactions required plentiful small change. The coin was minted to ensure smooth commerce, replacing worn-out older coins and supporting the franc's stability against global currencies like the US dollar. This wasn't just about money, it was about national identity. The franc's history ties back to the Latin Monetary Union of 1865, where Belgium aligned its currency with France, Italy, and Switzerland for easier trade. By 1975, though the Union had dissolved, the franc remained a beacon of European unity. The coin's creation in that year was routine yet pivotal, part of annual minting to maintain circulation. But its design carried deeper symbolism, harking back to ancient myths and Belgian values. Now let's zoom into the designs, starting with the front side, or obverse. Here, Rao crafted a crowned oak branch gracefully dividing the denomination 1 FR. Below, the legend reads, equals Belgie equals, Dutch for Belgium. The oak branch isn't random. Oak symbolizes strength, endurance, and longevity in European folklore. Crowned, it nods to Belgium's constitutional monarchy, with King Baudouin as head of state in 1975. The reeded edge adds security against clipping, a nod to historical coin fraud. This side's history traces to earlier Belgian coins, where natural motifs evoked stability. Rao's engraving style, precise lines and balanced composition, makes it aesthetically pleasing. Variants exist. Some dies position his initials differently, adding collector intrigue. In 1975, with 80 million minted, this side saw countless hands, from Brussels chocolatiers to Antwerp diamond traders. Flip the coin, and the reverse captivates with the head of Ceres, the Roman goddess of agriculture and harvest, facing left. To her left, the date 1975. To the right, a cornucopia, horn of plenty, overflowing with fruits and grains. Below her neck, Rao's signature ForYou appears, varying in position across dies. Die A far and centered, die B close and right-leaning. Ceres, equivalent to Greek Demeter, represents fertility and nourishment. Why her? Belgium's fertile lands, famous for beers, waffles, and fries, tie into this theme. The cornucopia symbolizes abundance, a hopeful message in 1975 amid oil crises. This design echoes 19th century French coins, reflecting Belgium's cultural ties to France. Historically, Ceres appeared on Belgian currency since the 1800s, evolving under Rao's touch. An interesting fact, the reverse has subtle variants like metal alignment, rare 0.5% frequency in some years, making certain 1975 coins collectors' gems. In the vast world of numismatics, where ancient Roman denarii fetch thousands and modern errors become legends, the 1975 Franc Belgian coin remains remarkably humble. With a massive mintage of 80 million pieces that year, for both language variants combined, though the Dutch Belgian version was widely produced, it is one of the most common Belgian francs ever struck. This abundance keeps its market value low for standard circulated examples. According to reliable numismatic sources like Numista and Ucoin, as of recent 2025 to 2026 data, a typical circulated 1975 franc in good to very fine condition trades for around $50 to $1,500. In extremely fine XF, or about uncirculated AU condition, it rises slightly to $100 to $1,000. Even in pristine, uncirculated UNC state, most examples fetch only $500 to $50,000, barely a dollar. On platforms like eBay, you can find lots of 10 to 20 such coins for under $50,000 to $500,000, often bundled with other Belgian francs. Why so inexpensive internationally? The coin was demonetized in 1989, no longer legal tender after the franc phased out in favor of the euro in 2002. But millions survived in collections, jars, and old purses across Europe. Belgium's high mintage policy in the 1970s ensured plenty for everyone. A 1 franc coin bought a small treat in 1975, like a coffee or stamp. But today, its face value converts to about 0.0248 euros, roughly 2.5 euro cents, at the fixed rate of 1 euro equals 40.3399 Belgian francs. However, the real intrigue lies in rare variants that can boost value dramatically. The most notable is the metal alignment variety, where the obverse and reverse are aligned like a medal, not rotated 180 degrees as in standard coin alignment. This error occurred in only about 0.5% of 1975 strikes, roughly 400,000 pieces, but far fewer survive in high grade. In UNC condition, these can sell for $5 to $15 million plus among serious collectors. Still modest, but a thrilling find for treasure hunters. On international markets, eBay, Numista swaps, European auctions, the coin appeals mostly to budget collectors building one-per-year Belgian franc sets or those fascinated by post-war European minor coinage. Its value story is one of abundance and everyday history rather than rarity, Yet in perfect condition or with that elusive alignment variant, it becomes a small gem in a vast sea of copper-nickel. By the late 1980s, Belgium's economy had evolved. Inflation eroded the franc's purchasing power, and small coins like the 1 franc became cumbersome for vending machines and cash registers. Production ceased after 1988, and in 1989, the 1 franc was officially withdrawn from circulation. Shops rounded prices, and people tossed them into drawers or donated them. When the euro arrived on January 1st, 2002, the Belgian franc vanished forever as legal tender, though notes could be exchanged indefinitely at the National Bank. Millions of these coins were melted or exported as scrap, but survivors endure as nostalgic tokens. Today, they evoke memories of 1970s Belgium, the era of King Baudouin's steady rule, the rise of the European community, oil shocks, and simple joys like a fresh waffle or a cold Stella Artois bought with a handful of francs. For collectors, the 1975 Belgium is a gateway to deeper stories. Marcel Roux's artistic vision, Belgium's bilingual identity, and the quiet shift from national currencies to a united Europe. It's not a million-dollar rarity, but its story is priceless. A tiny piece of metal that once bought bread now buys smiles from history buffs worldwide. Roux's signature hunt. Look closely at the reverse. Roux's Ryu signature varies in position depending on the die used, die A versus die B. Spotting the difference is a fun challenge for advanced collectors. Bilingual pride. Belgium minted both België, Dutch, Flemish, and Belgique, French versions annually. In 1975, the Dutch version dominated in Flanders, reflecting the North's population majority. Global echoes, similar series designs appear on French and other Latin monetary union coins, showing Belgium's cultural ties. Modern twist. Some enthusiasts melt old francs into jewelry or art, turning forgotten change into wearable history. This small coin, born in 1975 amid economic change, reminds us how everyday objects carry profound stories of nations, artists, and time. Whether you find one in a junk drawer or a coin shop, hold it up to the light